the answer is all these questions will also be answered that. And the past papers and their work solution should already be online from 11. Okay? Only 22.
Excuse me, what time was it? 2-2.
Okay, let's stop here then. Okay, good. I don't need to go over that again. It's very easy. About the opposite. In this kind of question, I'm hoping to get over 90%. This kind of question is normally question 3 of the exam paper. So, the truth table and the symbol that goes with it. Here, 96. Excellent. Everyone is going to get full marks for the question 3 of my exam paper. How many of you already had a look at the past exam paper? Only 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest of you haven't seen it? Try to do them before we come back in week 12. And then we will either do these post exam papers, or I can give you another post exam paper to do on the spot, and then we'll do it on the board. Okay? We still have 18%, let's say. That's alarming. I was hoping that you would be getting at least this one right. How many of you have got this one wrong? 1. Don't be shy. I might get it wrong as well.
I'm just checking.
2. So the first thing that you should be doing, for those of you who got it wrong, is to see that this is an OR gate. So previously I think we did an OR gate. So you do the truth table for that. And then at the output, you just flips all the 1s to the 0s and the 0s to the 1. That's it. Okay? Don't try to do that in one go. How about this one? We've seen this one in lab 1 and also in lecture 1, I think. have a NOT gate here and gate here, and these are my inputs. So I don't see anyone writing down anything, so you can do it in your head. Take your time. We already have 23, two more. Looks like some of you had a rough night yesterday. Let me stop here then. So the majority says this one, and then it's almost equally distributed for the other one. If I were you, I didn't see any one of you write down anything. I would start with A and B, all the possibilities, and then at each output of those inverters, I would write next to it what it is. These get input to the AND gate, and then I just flip all the outputs. Okay. The answer is obviously an OR gate, which is this one. So one question I might ask you in the exam is, how would you make up an OR gate out of AND and NOT gate? You should be able to draw me this kind of circuit. How about this one? So in this case, it represents one type of gate, right? So I will tell you to build up this type of gate made up of, for example, in this case, AND and NOT gate. In the previous example, it was an OR gate. So how can you make up an OR gate out of AND and NOT gates? It's much more difficult than this one, because this one at least you have a multiple choice. Even if you don't know, you can try your luck. But in the exam, you won't have multiple choice. For those of you who are not doing anything, have you already got the answer? Okay. is the second table. This one says it's the last table. So who's right? It's the second table. This is the table of an AND gate. This is the table of an exclusive OR. So that would be another example of doing an exclusive OR out of AND and NOT gates. Okay. Okay, this one should be like in 1 second, right? All these questions I've been asking, I've been giving each of 2 of those questions to each one of you. So we're just reviewing what you've been answering last week. (26), wow, that was great. 27. 28, wow. So we do have more 28 people who have. Wow, 96%. Okay, I don't think I need to review this one. How about this one? Now that I know we get 28, I'm going to wait until 28. 25. 27. So who's the last one? Can I see? Okay. 28. Excellent.
So which channel is it?
Channel 22. 96 is it's 101. Excellent. You make me very happy. How about this one? It's a bit longer, this one. In week 12, we have 2 options for revision. Either I go through some slides that we have done in the lectures, or more a hands-on kind of session, more like a tutorial. So I give you a past exam papers and then we try to solve it on the board. Which one do you prefer?
The latter.
The latter? More practice for the exam? Yeah? Okay. Okay, let me stop here. We have 30 now. So 3%. Probably that 3% means someone, 1 or 2 person, who says it's B. advise you to revisit lecture 1 of the, for those of you who got it wrong. So how many do I have? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was pretty quick. 96. That one, this one was easy. Was it easy?
No.
No?
Very, very difficult.
Why was it easy?
I said it was very difficult.
It was very difficult.
For some.
Okay. So I can see if I have that kind of number in the exam. Okay. Well, I can see all ones here. I start with bit 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next one is what? 9, right?
Yeah.
So 2 to the power of 9 is what?
I was just kidding.
Were you kidding? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know when you're kidding or when you're not. How about this one? Shall we stop here? 6. Excellent. This one should be answered in 30 seconds, right? Does F represent 16? Excellent. Okay, good. Just to recap this bit, so here it says convert the following hexadecimal into base of 10. Okay. So I have 4e, for example, and this is column 1, this is column 0. Column 0 is 1. E represents 14, whereas 4 multiplied by 16, I get the decimal. Very easy. Everyone understand this? Yeah? Okay. The same for binary to hexadecimal. So the first thing I do is I regroup into groups of 4 bits. Okay. And then I put that into decimal. And then see the corresponding decimal into hexadecimal. This one, in this case 15 is. If you don't understand, please stop me. Same for binary hexadecimal to binary. Again, we kind of decode that into decimal and then find the decimal into binary. That's a group of 4. How about this one? This one should be easy as well. So low here means a 0, high means 1. But in this case it says is 0 at the input, usually is 0 at the output. Is that true? Very good. This is a full adder. Okay. These are the two numbers we want to add up, plus the carry bit, which is the carry in, and it's made up of exclusive O and N and O here. I will not go through all the different stages, but if we have for the sum bit, okay, which is this column over here, is it that statement? Is it an exclusive O between A, B, and C? So if we just look at this column over here, is that true or false for this statement? For some of you, you've given me the wrong answer for this one, not because you don't know the answer, but probably you didn't read the question carefully. But I'm pretty sure you must know the answer. So read the questions carefully before you do the exam. Questions. Okay, let me see. Wow, it's 50-50. Wow. So we have A, B, and C here. If we look at this first line, if I look A and B with an exclusive, what does that give me? 0 exclusive 0, what does that give me? Does that give me a 1? Give me a 0, right? So I have a 0 here, and a 0 here again, I get a 0. So if you do that same thinking, for example, in this case, I have a 1 and a 0, so the 1 in the parentheses will give me a 1, with a 0 here will give me a 1. So all that is fine, but let's come to the last line over here. 1 and a 1, what does that give me for exclusive? 0. So I have a 0 here and I have a 1 here. That will give me a 1 again, right? That's a 1 here. So this is true.
Clive,
Yes.
go to the count output, C output.
Sorry?
You go to the C output, column right.
This one.
No, the bottom.
This one. At the moment, we're not looking at this one. We were just looking at this thing over here. Oh, this one is the carry out. So if you have 1 plus 1, you have a 0, and you have a carry out on the next column.
Okay, got it.
Yeah? Whilst this one is the carry in from the previous column. Yeah? How about the propagation delay? What does that mean? stop here. It should be easy, this one. Yes. Good. How about this one? So we have a bunch of inverters, but we want to use an even number of that. Which statement is true? Stop here. So majority of you says this, that's fine. This is what? There is no clock oscillation. But for those of you who say the other thing, so let's say I have a 1 here. Goes into my input 1, 0, 1. So my input equals my output, and there's no oscillation. Okay. What happens if we add 4 more inverters to this one? So instead of having 3, we have 7. So we have 4 here. We have an even number. So it means oscillation, right? No? Am I wrong or right? I was wrong. Okay, good. At which point of the clock for a flip-flop, the output adopts the value of the input? Is it when it is at steady state, meaning that it is 1 or 0, or when it is in transition? Basically those falling edges and the rising edges that we've been looking at. Majority of you says it's either one or the other. Which one is correct? It depends on the circuit. It can be rising edge or falling edge, but the main thing here is on the transition, not on the steady state. Okay, now it gets a bit more interesting. We saw that, I think, in lecture 3 was sequential logic gates. First, the first thing I need to do is probably, this is an NAND gate, so I have my truth table over here. And then based on that, I try to derive my outputs. Is this a latch or a flip-flop? Latch? Good. here means this one, right? Just in case you don't know. Up here, majority says it's C, in which case both outputs Q and Q bar are the same. Yes. What is the name of that state we call? What is the name of that? Is it the stable state?
Memory state.
Memory state. So I have stable state, memory state, input state. It's called the forbidden state, yes.
Absolute state.
Yeah. It's forbidden state because, generally speaking, we would like Q bar to be the opposite of Q. That's what we wish for. Okay. How about this one? Number 25. 86% of you have said it's the last one. So Q equal to 0. Where's Q? Q is here 0. And Q bar is 1. Yes. Does anyone want me to go over that bit? Yeah, Chris? Okay. Like I said, the first thing I would do is I say that this is an AND gate. It can be a NOR gate as well. But so since I know this is an AND gate, I draw the truth table of that. And then I notice that most of the output is when the input is 0. Okay? So then when one of my input is 0, then the output has to be 1. So in this case, this is 0, so I go with B. B will give me a 1. That 1 will be fed into this one, and a 1 give me a 0. That's it. This one is very similar to the very last one, so it should take less time. Sad.
Wow.
What happened? Okay, I don't think I need to go over this one. How about the last one? So when Q bar is 0, so meaning that this is 0, okay? So I have a 0 here and a 1 here. Stop. It's 50-50. Neither this or this. The majority of slight majority says it's this one. Is this one. So I say Q bar here is 0, okay? If I have a 0 here, my truth table over here tells me as long as I have a 0, the output is 1. That's it. So in terms of the computer, this is kind of a form of memory. Okay? We saw that this is kind of called the forbidden state, but then we have those two lines over here. In terms of the computer, is it like a read operation to the memory, or is it a write operation to the memory? Can anybody tell me? Are you trying, in these two lines here, are you trying to write a new value onto the memory, or are you trying to read a value from the memory? Anyone can tell me?
Right. We need to write one word.
Yes, it is a write. Because you're trying to put something new here, whereas this one, it will depend on the previous state, which means it's on the holding state, which means you can read from it. Okay, so these two corresponds to write, and this one is for the reading. How about little endian and big endian of vector? So I have a 16-bit number, which is in the hexadecimal format, and it needs to be stored at this address over here. How can I do it? So it is in 8-bit registers, which means I have to split my number into two, the lower byte and the higher byte. How can I do that? Okay, 24, one more. So little endian first of all. Little endian means I have to store the lower byte first, right? Which is this one. And then the higher byte, which is this one. And after FF, it becomes 1, 0, 0. Everyone understand this? Or you want me to? No? Why yes, you don't understand? You understand? Okay. So now everybody understand. This one I should get 100%. So the address is this one, and the number that we're trying to store is this number here. Says it's this one. But the majority of you say it's the right answer. For the one who didn't answer well, this is big endian, meaning that I have to store the higher byte first. Okay? So this is this one at the very first address. After this address, after 9 hexadecimal, it becomes 8. And then I store the lower byte, which is the FF. I think we need a break. I can see lots of you are very sleepy. we come back at 10 o'clock. Okay? Oh, how many of you have already tested with Lab 10, their coursework? So a few of you. How about the others? You haven't tested at all with Lab 10? I would strongly advise you to test it with Lab 10. If you don't know how to test it with Lab 10, you can come to my office and I will test it for you before the coursework lab demonstration at 3 o'clock. Okay?